I told you that the condition that we need here can be if mouse Y is bigger than 200. This means that the mouse is under the line between the top and middle corridor. And the other thing that we need to check is if the mouse is over another line. 400 is the border between the middle and the bottom corridor. So only if this condition is true, only then we will go to this if to check another condition. And only if both conditions are true, only then we can execute a line like perhaps saying hi. This is not going to be very useful. I hope you know a more useful thing to do when the mouse is in the middle corridor. Well, in such a case, we can put the player there with a line like my Y gets equal to 200. Let's see what's going to happen now. Well, I can successfully go in the middle corridor now. And this is thanks to those two conditions that needs to be true in order for me to be in the middle corridor. Or maybe I can do a magic trick for you. What if I delete those two ifs? This is crazy. The code will not work now, right? Of course it didn't. I can't just delete parts of my code and hope it will work yet. Or could I? Well, the problem now is pretty obvious. I deleted the ifs with their opening curly brackets, but I didn't delete the closing curly brackets. So the computer is surprised on line 13. Perhaps this closing curly bracket is fine. Well, I will delete this one, and now I will have a stranger error. Now I have a mistake on line 19. Is this so? Should I delete this closing curly bracket? Totally no. The problem now is that the computer tried to pair the closing curly brackets with opening curly brackets, and what it's doing is that he finds opening curly bracket for this closing one here, and so the computer now thinks that update should end here, and those lines of code are out of any function, out of update. And now this is why he thinks that this closing curly bracket is the problem. No, it's not this closing curly bracket, it's this one. So the code that I really wanted to show you and is really magical, is this code. This code will always put the player in the middle corridor, right? Let's see. No, I'm not in the middle corridor now. I'm in the middle corridor now, and this is fine, but I'm afraid I will still be in the middle corridor even if I move the mouse. No, I moved. Strange. This line of code is written in no ifs now. It should happen on each update, so shouldn't I be in the middle corridor on each update? What really happens is that after I make my Y to be equal to 200, now I reach those ifs, and now I have to check whether I should change this value of my y to a totally different and more appropriate value. So I didn't need a strange composition of two ifs this time. I couldn't just make such a magic trick in order to make a default value for my y, and two simple ifs only to check if this default value should be changed. You will not be able to do this if we had even more corridors, I guess. So this is going to be one of our tasks in our homework, to make Guitar Hero with 4 corridors. Let's don't go so far in our tasks. We have a lot to do with our 3 corridors game. For example, I want you to keep this code somewhere, but make a totally different code for player movement, and for example on each key up to go 1 corridor down. There are also other ideas that I want you to try, and of course you have to fix the movement and resurrection of nodes. We have a lot of other tasks that we already did with the 2 corridor Guitar Hero, so there is a lot you can do now. Our final tasks after few videos in this lesson will be to make the node resurrect in a random corridor. It's an interesting task how to choose a random corridor out of 3 corridors and each corridor to be equally probable. So if you did everything that I already told you, because those are not difficult tasks, the hardest task for you could be try to think of a way to choose a random